Hello, today we are going to discuss the concept of deep copy and shallow copy. We'll use Java programming language to show the examples. And finally, we will conclude by comparing the performance of these two techniques. So, in programming language, we have two types of data, primitive data types and reference data types. So, primitive data types are integer, float, double, character, boolean, byte, long, and short. Specifically, those 8 are available in Java. Reference data types can be array, string, list, basically any objects. So concept of copying in primitive data type is very straightforward. For say we have integer a equal 10, we want to copy a to b, then we simply write b equal a, right? So once we write those statements, what happens? A is creating memory space in the RAM and writing the value. Once we write b equal a, what it does, it creates another space in the RAM and copies this value 10. Right. So now if we want to change the value of b to 20, so what will happen? It will just simply update, change the 10 to 20. That's it. But the copying idea in reference data type is a bit different. For example, we have integer array a and we have 3 values 1, 2, 3, and we are copying b equal a, right? So a is being copied to b. So once we write this statement, a is writing those 3 values in the RAM, right? And once we write b equal a, b is not creating a separate space. Instead of that, b is simply referring to the same location of a. Why? Because it saves times and space. If a was too big, many elements, in that case it would take more space in the RAM and it would take time to write those values too. This is the idea of shallow copy. So instead of copying in separate space, b will just refer to the same location of a. But there is a problem. The problem is once we change element of b, for example the first element of b is changed to 0, then it is changing the a as well, right? So another example you can see here, we are writing these statements, a character array a, it has 6 elements, BATMAN, it is writing those elements in the RAM. So once we are copying b equal a, right, a is copied to b, so simply b will refer to the same location of a in the memory. So we are changing the first element of b, this is to c. So now if we want to print a, it will be printing CATMAN, right? If you want to b, it will also print CATMAN. So we are changing only b, but it is affecting a as well. That is unwanted. So we resolve this problem using the concept of deep copy. How it works? Well, here we have character array a. So once we write this statement, it will write BATMAN, those elements in the RAM. Now we're initializing another character array b, and the size is equal to the size of this array, right? The 6 elements there will be. So now we copy the each element of a to b one by one. So b here, it will create another separate space from a in the RAM. So in the for loop we are writing bi equal ai. So this I is varying from 0 to 5, right? So once the I equals 0, 0, that means the first element of b is copied to the first location of array b. When the index I is 1, 1, then that means second element of a is copied to the second location of b. So eventually all the elements will be copied one by one from array a to array b. So in that case, if we update the first element of b, so that means b is replaced by c, right? So in that case, if we print a will be printing BATMAN, right? If we print b, then b is printing CATMAN. So now we are copying a to b. Now if we change the b, it is not affecting a at all. So that's the benefit of deep copy. So which one is better, deep copy or shallow copy? Well, shallow copy is faster and saves space, but it is prone to logical error. So as long as it is guaranteed that the copy data will not be changed or updated, in that case we can use the shallow copy. Otherwise we have to use the deep copy. So that is all from today's lecture.